Hello and welcome along to the next instalment of my camper conversion YouTube channel. This video is going to be swapping the front seats in this Daihatsu Hijet, which I'm turning from a panel van into a little micro camper van. The seats in these, they're in pretty good condition considering the van's 19 years old. The driver's seat is unripped, unteared. It just needs a wash really. The passenger side's just got a small little hole, but other than that, again, no rips, no tears. So again, they're really good condition, but they're just looking a little bit worn, a little bit tired. So I figured I might as well try and swap them out and see what seats I can get in. So I've been out and I bought some Mercedes SLK seats. I thought, Mercedes, why not? It goes with Daihatsu, so so the main thing when buying seats is looking at the runners. These runners are pretty much all flat. If these were going into a T4, something like that, the only thing you'd need to take off would be that very top lug there and that little lug there. Other than that, it's a very, very, very flat rail, so these seats would actually be ideal for VW T4, T5, those sorts of conversions. The only thing that makes the seat swapping these types of vans that little bit awkward is engine access is actually under the driver's and the passenger seats. These flip forward and back, so again I had to get something that had flat rails but would actually fit and make sure that you can still flip it forward with the seat not hitting the steering wheel. I've had a very, very quick test fit and it should work okay. It's going to be a little close to the steering wheel, but I'm 6'3" and my knees still weren't actually touching the steering wheel. It's just a case of getting in and out. You just slide underneath rather than being able to step in, but you can barely step into these vans anyway because they're that small in the cab area. So it's good. I don't think these are actually going to need any grinding for the top. I'm going to have to take that bottom lug off, but this top lug, the angled one there, that should fit perfectly onto that little angle plate there, because these seats are just bolted straight to the metal plate. I'll just show you that on the passenger side. So I say the seats just flip back and there's just 4 bolts under this plate that covers the actual engine bay. You just got 4 bolts for the seats, so these just unbolt and the seat just lifts straight off. And then if the seats on the runners for the SLK seats don't match up exactly with where these holes are, I can just drill new holes in and then that will be just as secure as the ones that are currently there at the moment, because as I say, these are literally just 4 bolts straight in and that's it. So I'm going to have a look. I'm going to get these seats taken off, taken out, get the SLK seats in, lined up, see how well they fit, get some holes drilled, and hopefully by the end of the day we'll have some nice seats changed over in this little Daihatsu Hijet. Right, so there we go, there's the seats out. Didn't bother filming the driver's side because it's just exactly the same, just 4 bolts and it's straight out. Takes 5 minutes to take both seats out. It's that easy and quick, and it should hopefully be a case of the same again when these are fitted as well, because again it's just only going to be another 4 bolts under the metal plate. I say this carpet's just loose anyway, and then that one just flips up, and I say it's just a case of seeing where it lines up, drilling any new holes if they need to. This plate, I've already loosened this plate, but these plates are again only held on by 2 bolts at the back. So I just peeled away the newly laid lino, and there's just 2 bolts down there. You can see them on the passenger side. As I say, so if I need to lift the passenger side up, I'll undo those as well. So there's one, there's the other just under there. Hopefully I won't have to. As I say, I'm going to use the driver's side as a test fit, and the passenger side should be pretty much the same. So I'll get the SLK seats in, lined up, and see where we stand from there. Right, I think I found the position for the seats. The very front lug just seems to line up perfectly with the slope there on the metal of the actual base, and that's on both sides. The runners line up almost perfectly with the same width of the old seats. Not quite, but almost. But new holes are going to have to be drilled all around anyway, because none of the holes line up with the previous ones. but because the slope on the actual seat there lines up perfectly with the lugs, it means I'm not going to have to drill new holes in the actual rails for the seats. It's just going to be a case of popping 2 new holes in this metal cover at the front, grinding off the lugs at the very back. I can either grind those off, or I can again drill a couple of new holes, and then they should just slot straight down into them. So where is it? There we go. Yeah, that little lug there. It's the same on both sides. They don't quite line up with the originals, but the rails do sit almost the same width as the original seats, so it's a good sign. So I'm just going to have to do a little bit of grinding, a little bit of hole drilling, and then it should just be a case of 4 bolts and in we go. Right, so there we go, there's the driver's seat fully swapped for Mercedes SLK seat. It's fully secure now as well. Done a little bit of fettling here and there just to be sure, but it's got the same 4 bolts, or same bolt size that was holding the original seats in. Obviously I've replaced them all with brand new nuts and bolts just to be sure, but that's a really nice fit. It's the seat can still flip backwards and forwards fine. It's on the runners fine. It moves. That's it, just slides backwards and forwards, no problems. And then just to show it flips straight back as well. And there's your access straight back into the engine as well, so it's almost as though it's a perfect fit for it. Flip straight back forward again, clip the seat back in place, and there we go. So there is the driver's side completely done. And that's it, it looks a hell of a lot better than the old 19-year-old tired standard bog standard van seats. So 1 down, 1 to go, but as I say, it looks a hell of a lot better than what it did. It's a hell of a lot more comfortable as well. So now I've got pretty much the rough template and layout on the metal belly pan for the engine, where the seat mounts to. The passenger seat should be that little bit easier. It's just going to be a case of rinse and repeat, pretty much the same sort of mount holes on the passenger side as well, and then that'll get that one fitted in and replaced as well. Right, so there we go, that is my front seats fully swapped over now. They're both fully bolted in, as secure as the previous seats were. As I said, I've used bigger bolts than the previous seats, so there should be no issues at all. They both flip back and forward fine as well, just to gain access for the engine bay. They both run fine on the runners, so as I say, that just flips straight back, no worries, gets straight in. And when all the bench bed is in the back, the seat itself can just wind forward just as the old one did as well, just to gain extra access. But as I say, the bench bed that's going to be going along that part, that's going to be removable anyway, just in case you do need to get into the engine bay to do any work. But both seats back and forward fine, no issues at all. As you say, you can see these plenty of strength behind the bolts that have been secured underneath, so there's no issues with strength or security, anything like that. And then they just both lock straight back down like they did last time. So there we go, that's how I've changed my seats on my little Daihatsu Hijet. It's a similar sort of principle if you're changing seats in any sort of van though. It's just a case of trying to get seats that sort of match the runners inside the van, and if they don't match, it's trying to fabricate them as best you can just to make sure they're as secure and solid as possible, because obviously the seat and the mounting is the main issue in case you ever do get into a crash, so you need to make sure that they are secure and as strong as possible. That's the only thing you need to worry about. But this job itself didn't really take that long. I was doing it in between other jobs on the van at the same time. Probably took about 2 hours at most, and most of the time was actually involved in just drilling the new pilot holes in the seat base for the new mounting holes for the seats. But I think you'll agree, I think they look really nice, especially compared to the old seats that were 19 years old and certainly getting past the best. So there we go, there are my Mercedes SLK seats fitted into my little Daihatsu Hijet. Hope you found the video useful. If you did, do give it that old thumbs up. Do hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. And do have a look at my channel. I'm documenting the entire conversion of this van on my channel, as well as the conversion I've already done on my VW T4 as well. So there's loads of videos on my channel. Have a look there for loads more videos. Hit the subscribe button, give us a big old thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.